Hi, my name's Paul Grogan and this is a very sped up video of a solo game of Cloudspire that I played. I started last night, I played 3 waves last night and I finished it off this morning, and I am going to try and narrate what happened over the course of this video. So bear with me, I'm playing back the video at like 8 times speed and we'll see how this goes. So we've done the setup. This is the solo game, Brawnen versus the Heirs, from the solo scenario book. I've played this game a few times myself when I started learning the game and failed every time, so we're seeing how it goes. Now, the Brawnen are on the right-hand side. The right-hand side is me, and the Heirs are on the left-hand side. And there's definitely a lot of looking up of rules and reminding myself what's going on. I was also chatting on the Cloudspire Discord channel, so thank you very much to the Centre Isle for helping me out with some rule queries. Anyway, we are on wave 1. I'm not going to do a full tutorial because I haven't got time. But it looks like I'm deciding what units to buy. So that's Cram, that's my hero. If Cram dies, I lose the game straight away. And I'm counting my units and I'm deciding what to buy. And there you go. It looks like I've decided. We've got a dispatch on the top and something else underneath. Now the Heirs units, they're fixed. So what you see on the board is pretty much fixed based on the scenario. And they also have Darb, which is their hero, which doesn't come out till wave 3. So here we go. I'm taking the first turn. I've moved my units. They're moving their units. This is how it starts, with just moving units around because nothing's in range. However, at this point, my units are within range of the spire, so they're going to get shot at. And then I remembered I forgot to put the Elfinkazi on. So the Elfinkazi should arrive at the start of the onslaught phase. So that was me putting it on there. Now, in the solo AI rules, the Elfinkazi will only move if it can move 3 spaces, because that's its roost value, and end up adjacent to my hero. If it can't get adjacent to Cram, it won't move at all. So in this case, I think I was working out whether it would move or not, and I think it doesn't move. So now the spires are attacking me, and there you go, I've taken a bit of damage. Now my spires attack back. Oh, sorry, my units attack back because the dispatch has a range of 2. There we go. They're now moving. My spires would attack them, but I don't have any spires, so now it's my go. My units are moving. Now, what do I do with Cram? I'm bringing Cram up to there because I want to get rid of that spire as soon as possible. But their spires attack me first, and I'm in range of a lot of their spires, so I'm actually taking quite a bit of a beating here. Yeah, right. Okay, so I lost 1 unit at the back, but then my 2 units attack that spire, take it down, and I get some source. So that's that spire gone. Their units then move forward. Except it looks like I've done something wrong, so I'm undoing it and I'm checking a rule. I can't remember what that was. Yeah, there was quite a lot of that. There was quite a lot of checking of the rules. Now, the next time I played this solo, that's me probably asking some questions on Centre Isle. Yeah, that was it. That was me asking about the Elfinkazi. The next time I play this solo, the more you play it, the more you get used to it, the less mistakes I make. So that is the Elfinkazi moving. It's then going to blow up and it's going to deal 2 damage to everything next to it. So that's going to kill my dispatch. I think, yep, that's the dispatch, and Cram has been wounded. Now, Cram had a fortification chip, which acts as an extra hit point, so that's not actually too bad. So the Heirs have still got 2 units left. This is me. What am I doing here? Oh yeah, I'm just adding the Forsaken die, which I should have had, even though I don't use it. Right, this is me building a spire. That's a limited build action. Can't remember why I built that. I think I was worried that these units were going to get in there. And then Cram's moving back a bit. Yeah, so they move round. So the enemy units are still advancing. My spire attacks, does a bit of damage. It then attacks Cram. Yeah, Cram's going to fight back. Ah, that's me doing another limited build to put an upgrade on the spire, because I need to get 2 attack on it to deal more damage. Yeah, so that pile of units you see right in front of Cram right now, that's a grouped. That was 3 Harriers. So that was 1 unit on top of each other. So whilst it doesn't look like there was many health chips, what happens when you group units is they only have the health of the top unit. And then when you get rid of the top unit, the next one appears, and basically that's when you set its health chips. Right, that looks like it's the end of wave 1. As soon as all of the minions have gone, that is the end of wave 1. So this is wave 2. This is me rolling the event dice. And now, yeah, so basically 1 fortification ship has been added to the back 2 spires. I could choose where they go, but they're the 2 that I chose. Right, this is now the market phase. This is me trying to work out if I can add an Earthscape to the board, if that's actually going to be any good whatsoever. And I think I decided it wasn't. In fact, I didn't use the market the entire game. I thought about it a couple of times, but I decided not to. So this is me buying my units. This is wave 2. I've got 7 CP to spend, and I've gone with a Forsaken. And I've also got a unit on the bottom because the scenario setup for this game says that I get an Architect on the bottom of the stack. So that's me moving the Forsaken. Now the Forsaken are a very powerful unit. They cost 7, which is huge, but every turn you have to roll the Forsaken die, and they might not move, or they might not attack, or they might be unaffected. And thankfully I rolled, you know, they're okay, so they're moving. Later on though, you'll see that it backfires a little bit. They're also, they're not a flying unit, but they can move over any terrain, the Forsaken. So they're going to go straight for the enemy gate. Right, now what are the Heirs doing? It looks like I'm checking rules. Have I forgotten to put the Elfin Kazi on again? I think I have. So my screen now looks completely frozen, but that's probably because I'm reading. Yeah, I'm definitely reading. Well, what can I tell you? Ah, there we go. Right, we're counting, we're looking, we're moving things around. Ah, yeah, this was me undoing it. Because basically I'd worked out, yeah, so this was me cheating slightly. I'd worked out that because I'd placed the Architect on the bottom of the stack, the way that it was going to move, it was never going to end its movement next to one of my spires. And that's the whole point of the Architect, is you can use it before or after it moves to upgrade one of your spires. And I really need to upgrade that second spire that you see that I've got into a siege tower so that it can start bombarding the other spires with the raise ability. So I basically undid it, swapped the units around and did a little bit of a fudge. Right, what's happening in the middle now? Yeah, it's quite hard watching this back on 8 times speed and trying to remember what's happening tonight. But I wanted to make this video fairly short, really. So, yeah, so it looks like Cram's been badly wounded. The Forsaken are moving forward. And that other spire is attacking me. So, yeah, have I upgraded it to a siege tower? I think I have. So my Architect has now upgraded that spire to a siege tower, which has raised. Cram's going to move back. And I think at this point we're going to explore. Ah, the Architect is nearly dead. Yeah, we're going to explore. And we've explored that. Now that's got an ability where I can spend 6 source. Yeah, so I decided not to do that. I then explored the next one, and I was really lucky there because I drew a really bad tile which has 4 health and engage. Thankfully, my Forsaken have an attack of 4. So I killed it straight away and got the source from it. And that source is really valuable because I need that basically to buy my spires. There's me doing another limited build action and upgrading the range on that spire. So that second spire you see pretty much in the middle, just to the right of the middle of camera, that is now a siege tower. That has the raise ability. So at the start of each of my turns, that spire can actually start bombarding the other spires. Yeah, there you go. It's now got 2 attack and 2 range because the spire that it's got in its sights is the minaret just to the left of centre, and that has fortification ships on it. Massive amount of them. So yeah, what's happening here? We're at the start of wave 3. Wow, we're at the start of wave 3 already. Yeah, so that spire, as I was saying, that is going to basically start raising. Now, this was a bad mistake. I've just built another spire just to the... yeah, pretty much in the centre of the screen. And I did that, and that was a bad idea because it's not going to last long and it's not going to do very much. So this is wave 3. This is me buying my units. I have, I think it's 9 CP to spend in wave 3. And there we go. I've decided to put them together and group them all together like that. And then that was my... Right, so you can see now at the start of each of my turns, my siege tower is going to start attacking the other minaret. And that gradually is going to whittle it down just by doing bits of damage. Now, I did make a mistake here when my new siege tower, which is a dispatch platform, attacks the Harrier. It had splash, and I forgot to apply the splash damage. So I retroactively did that in a couple of turns' time. I realised, oh, actually, yeah, it had splash. So that should have dealt 1 damage to the joust. I'm going to try and get a more secure table. I've noticed watching it back at 8 times speed, it seems to be moving around on the camera, and that's not because the tripod is stable, but I'm sat in front of the table and I'm knocking the table, and it's not a very secure table. It's not my gaming table. I filmed this downstairs while watching Terminator Dark Fate last night, which was all right. Lots of special effects, but yeah. Anyway, what's happening in the game? They're advancing. There's lots of fighting going on. My units are now right in the middle of it, and they're getting battered. Yeah, they are taking a battering, and the heirs have a lot of units at this point. Now this is another thing I forgot to do. Is it the flying kick from the joust? When the joust attacks me, I should have swapped places with it. So I fixed that. Again, next time I play, I'll remember these rules. You do get better the more you play, as I say. Right, Cram ran away, but Cram's coming back out again. Right, so the heirs have advanced, and now that unit is right next to my fortress gate. Am I going to be able to get rid of it? Yes. Now, this is wave 3. So the heirs have brought their hero out, which is Darb, which is a flying unit. And I have no way right now of hitting Darb, because you need ranged units or you need air defense in order to hit Darb. So what happened here is, I had to actually stop playing last night, wave 3. So this is now footage from the next day, because what happened, while it's on pause, I'll tell you, I got it wrong. What happened is the wave ends as soon as all of the minions have gone, and I kept playing last night because there was Darb and Cram left, and I kept playing one extra turn, which I shouldn't have done. So I rewound, undid it, and ended the wave immediately. So we're now on wave 4, and you can see we've started wave 4, and Darb is right next to my fortress gate and right next to Cram. And unfortunately, Darb has 2 attack upgrades, which means Darb's attack is now 3, and the heirs are going first in round 4. Now, thankfully, Cram is armoured, because otherwise Cram would be dead and I'd lose the game straight away. So there you go. Darb has just attacked. Cram is down to basically 1 health, I think. That's what should happen. Oh no, this is me just setting up for wave 4. Yeah, so I'm deciding, I changed my mind on what units to buy, and I think I changed my mind back again. I definitely changed my mind a few times. There we go. Right, so Cram has just been hit for 2. He's just about alive. And then this is me. You can see I've almost got rid of that minaret spire. And then my units advance. And thankfully, I managed to get rid of Darb, because what I did is the units that I brought into play this turn have range. So they were basically able to shoot Darb. And although Darb was really tough in terms of he had 3 attack, he only had 2 health. So 2 dispatch units on that, and that got rid of that. So that's Darb gone. That was that big worry out of the way. The next big worry is that one. It's a transport unit with a Royal Talon underneath. And you're going to see me cheat here. Because what I did at the start of wave 4 is I bought the smelter advance, because I thought I was going to build another siege tower or a lance launcher to get rid of the Royal Talon. And then I realised in a couple of turns time that was a really bad move, because what you need to do to get rid of the Royal Talon when you're the Brawnen, and I did know this but I'd forgotten it at the time, was you need to build the artillery die. So at one point soon I'm going to suddenly realise my mistake. I'm going to basically undo and say, oh, I didn't do that at the start of wave 4. What I did is instead I bought the artillery die, because you really need the artillery die, otherwise you'd be dead. Yeah, this is the point. So the Royal Talon has now reached my fortress gate, and I've realised it's got 5 health. It's going to deal me 3 damage every time it attacks, and I'm only going to deal 1 back to it. So yeah, this is me undoing, cheating, buying the artillery die, and then using the artillery die. I deal 3 damage to the Royal Talon, which means it's going to hit me again, but then I'm going to kill it again. Meanwhile, my units are advancing forward, and I'm desperate to slow this wave down as much as possible, because as soon as the minions disappear, the wave ends, and then the game will end, and I need to get at least 1 objective in this game, which means I need to get rid of the 2 minarets. So here's me, there's 1 minaret gone, there's the other minaret gone. Right, so that is objective 1 achieved. Anything else now is a bonus. I'm going to build another one here, because if I'm lucky, like I'm going to have to be very lucky, I might get rid of that other spire. But the tower that I've built only has 1 attack, which means I'm only rolling 1 dice. So the chance of me getting through the fortifications are weird. Right, that was my dispatch unit. I'll pause the screen here. That was my dispatch unit, basically arrived at the fortress gate. And then what's going to happen is, because the only remaining air spire is out of range of my dispatch unit, I can keep hitting the fortress gate, but it was Battleborn. So its attack is 1, it takes 1 damage back, and basically 3 turns later, the Battleborn is dead. But that is a victory. That's my first ever victory in this scenario. And I did it by building up the siege tower, using the architect, and I think that's the way the scenario is designed. The architect comes out, you can upgrade your dispatch platform to a siege tower, you can then upgrade it in order to then start bombarding the other minarets to try and defeat them. I'm going to move on to scenario 2 next. This is another scenario that I'd like to play again because I'm sure there are different ways to play it. Anyway, that's it. I hope you've enjoyed watching. Thank you very much to all of my Patreon supporters for making these videos possible. If you like the content that I make, please make sure you like and subscribe to the YouTube channel. Also, I'm doing live streams on Twitch at the moment as well. So please head on over to twitch.tv/GamingRulesVids. Join me there for various live videos. I'm putting out a lot of content at the moment because of the lockdown. I hope you enjoy it and take care, and I'll see you next time. Gaming Rules is proudly sponsored by Game Toppers, upgrading your gaming experience. Visit GameToppersLLC.com.